This is a story we all share, of a place rooted in tradition and rich with opportunity, of people driven by compassion and vision. At Essentia Health, we're proud to play our role in this story, because we know that this place, these people, are like nowhere else. Visit Essentia Health in Hinckley, Sandstone, or our new location in Moose Lake for all your care needs. Schedule an appointment at essentiahealth.org today.
When something is important to you, you'll do anything to make sure it's protected. You want someone you know, someone you trust to help you take care of it. That's why you need to work with Pine Insurance Agency and Auto Owners Insurance. With over 50 years combined experience, let the experts at Pine Insurance Agency help you protect what's important. Whether it's your home, car, farm, insurance, or loved ones, call them today to set up a free, no-obligation quote. Your local Auto Owners Insurance Agency is Pine Insurance Agency, located in a Northridge Center in Pine City.
Welcome into WCMP's production of high school basketball. And now let's head to the court with Game Day Gilman.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's broadcast.
This is a story we all
boys
share,
basketball
of a place rooted in tradition.
Or rather, KBEK here this evening. Again, it's boys basketball on 95.5 FM KBEK. I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. I'll bring you all the action from tonight's game. And it's an important game here tonight, very important for these two squads coming into tonight. Of course, the hosting team, the Mora Mustangs, hosting the St. Cloud Cathedral Crusaders. This should be a good one here tonight between the Mora Mustangs and the St. Cloud Cathedral Crusaders. Mora right now sitting at third in Section 6AA. St. Cloud Cathedral in sixth place. Mora is currently ranked third with 117 points. St. Cloud Cathedral with 100 points. But it's not just a big game in the section, it's also a big game for the conference. Mora right now has one loss in the conference, and that came by the way of none other than the St. Cloud Cathedral Crusaders. Yes, their one loss in conference came at St. Cloud Cathedral, 60-56. That is their lone loss in the conference, but they will have a chance here to get some revenge on the Crusaders for that loss and also keep their chances alive of getting that conference, the Granite Ridge Conference title. Right now it is a two-team race between Albany and Mora. Well, technically, it could be a three-team race if Albany were to fall in one of their last games, but if we go and look at Albany's schedule, Mora will play St. Cloud Cathedral tonight, and they'll play Albany on Friday, so we could potentially see a Albany-Mora matchup for basically what would be the conference championship game, so we'll have to wait and see on that, but right now, Albany, looking at their schedules, my computer takes forever to load. Looking at their schedule, they do play Foley this evening, and if Foley were to get the victory over Albany tonight, Mora, if they were to win tonight, I believe would claim the Granite Ridge Conference outright, or at least have a share of it, because then the game on Friday would decide whose it would be between Mora and Albany sharing it or Mora winning it outright. But that all depends. Albany, of course, right now, a very, very good team in their own right. They're ranked right above Mora in the QRF rankings in second place. No one's going to catch Annandale, who is in first in the section. They have a record of 22-2, and they have a score of 156 in the QRF rankings, giving them that first place spot. They're ranked fourth in the state. Albany, 125 QRF rank, and Mora 117. So a win here tonight for Mora would really help their case, and then they'd have to go on the road to Albany on Friday, again, for a chance at the Granite Ridge Conference title. If they win here tonight and Albany wins tonight, Albany and Mora will face off in Albany, basically in the Granite Ridge Conference championship game, because then the winner of that game would take home the Granite Ridge Conference title. But if both teams were to lose tonight, it would be the same situation. But if one team were to lose tonight and the other would win, it would go to Friday to decide who wins it outright and if they'll share the title. So a lot riding on the line in this game, because then on Friday, if Mora were to win this game and on Friday against Albany, Mora would more than likely take the second seed away from Albany. And, you might be thinking to yourself, well, that's not going to matter too much when you get to the the section playoffs because, you're still going to have at least one home game for these section playoffs. And yes, that is true. Absolutely 100% true. But it all depends on who you're going to be playing. And as we take a look at the section playoff schedule, that begins next week, by the way. Next week, I believe it's on the 10th. So maybe not next week if I have my math correct, actually. Yes, so next Thursday. Again, I'm struggling with my my math here and my weeks, but yeah, it would be next Thursday would be the start, and if they were the 3rd seed, they would take on the 14th seed, and the second they would take on the 15th seed. So again, I look at the section right now, they could potentially play, if they were the 3rd seed, play another conference opponent in Foley, or they would wind up playing Holdingford. So it all depends on where they end up. Now again, you'll still get the one home playoff game in the section tournament, because then after that it goes to neutral site, and that's St. John's University, the neutral site games. That would be the 2 days after that. So next Thursday start the playoff games. If you're a team in, I believe, the top 8, you'll get a home playoff game, and then after that on the next Saturday, it would be at neutral site at St. John's University. So a lot riding on the line here today, but for both of these teams, of course, St. Cloud Cathedral would love nothing more to come to Mora and upset the Mustangs at home and keep them out of the race for the conference title. But Mora looking to exact some revenge on the St. Cloud Cathedral Crusaders, who beat them earlier in the season. One of the Mustangs' only 3 losses. Now looking win-loss-wise, Albany does have one more loss and one less win than the Mustangs. Their 4 losses came against Sauk Center, Pequot Lakes, Melrose, and against Mora earlier in the season. So Mora does have that win over them, but because Albany has beat St. Cloud Cathedral twice, they hold the tiebreaker right now over Mora, even though Mora already beat Albany. So because Mora lost to St. Cloud Cathedral and Albany beat St. Cloud Cathedral twice, Albany holds the tiebreaker in the conference. So Mora has to win these last 2 games to take the conference outright. They have to. A win here tonight would secure a share of the title, but the win on Friday would guarantee them the conference title outright. So a lot riding on the line here tonight for the Mora Mustangs. And of course, if you're St. Cloud Cathedral, again, you want nothing more than to come in here, upset the Mora Mustangs at home, and get out of here. Maybe increase your chance at a better position in the QRF standings. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for the St. Cloud Cathedral Crusaders to do that because, again, 1 through 3 is pretty much set. It's going to come down to Friday to decide who's going to be that 2 and 3 spot between Albany and Mora. But then 4 and 5 are pretty much set. Osakis has 113 QRF points. Sauk Center has 109. And then St. Cloud Cathedral with 100. So it's not impossible for Sauk Center to move up to that, 4th spot possibly. But I think they're pretty secure in that 6th spot. Again, I could see them moving up to 5th. But I think 4th, might just be a little bit of a stretch, seeing as how we're in the last 2 games of the season. And usually you're playing the conference teams, and I haven't looked at the, Osakis or Sauk Center, but for St. Cloud Cathedral, it all comes down to tonight, really, on if they can improve their QRF ranking and move up to either 4th or 5th. They're currently ranked 6th, and I think the highest they would go is 4th, but again, they still have that chance to improve. We're going to take a commercial break here. A word from our fine sponsors. It is a senior night, so this will more than likely be an extended break as we wait for senior night to represent the seniors, and then we'll get our starting lineups plus our national anthem. And you're listening to this boys basketball game here on Nice 95.5 FM KBEK.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
Feeling a little cold this winter? Call D&E Heating and Air Conditioning in Hinckley. D&E Heating and Cooling is a local Amana dealer with quality workmanship and superior service. Now scheduling into 2022, D&E is ready to assist you, keeping all your heating and air quality appliances working like they should this winter. Their technicians are dependable, knowledgeable, and will provide a professional work ethic. That's their promise to you. Make them your go-to guys for all your heating and air quality systems. Look us up, deheatingcooling.com.
Mortgage rates haven't been this low since 2017. Chad Greenway talking Franzen Bank Mortgages. Now's a great time to buy or build your first home, your dream home, or that cabin you've always wanted. Or maybe refinance and lower your monthly payment. The local mortgage experts at Franzen Bank will find an option that best fits your situation. Buying, building, or refinancing. Find a Franzen Bank mortgage expert today at franzenbank.com/get there. Tell them Greenway sent you. Franzen Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The holidays are over and we're all dreaming about spring. But at Aquarius Home Services, we know Old Man Winter isn't done with us yet. Remember last year? We had snow in April. That's why at Aquarius, we're offering $65 off any furnace repair. With your safety and comfort as our top priority, we'll treat your home and time with respect. We'll provide options that make sense with upfront, no-surprise pricing. We're just a click away at AquariusHomeservices.com. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings. With expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas. When you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
If you've been injured in an auto accident or have sustained other personal injury, you don't have to leave town to get good representation. Spear & Swanson attorneys at law in Pine City are experienced and will work on your case with no fee until they get you money. They also handle divorce and custody cases, criminal defense, including DWI and other legal matters. Spear & Swanson is your local law firm that cares about you. So if you need legal representation or advice, call 320-629-7586. Spear & Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City.
Back here on Nice 95.5 FM KBEK. Molly Holmgren sang the national anthem, beautiful national anthem, and we'll get to meet a couple of the seniors, I shouldn't say a couple, we'll get to meet them all, including the managers. So we're starting with the managers here. It's Ellie Faber, Ada Kruger, and then we got Lena Ingebrand. And as we continue on, those are the managers. And then for the senior players, we have Jansen Sims, as well as Garrett Honstrom, Seth Hatch, and Dominic Bolo. Those are the seniors being represented here on senior night, and the senior managers being introduced like the starters. Pretty cool thing to watch. Of course, these managers have all written something in this program here. It's interesting to read, the relationship that these managers have, not only with the players, but the coaches as well, and just to see the relationship that has been built with this team amongst the coaches and the players, and just to see the camaraderie that they're able to have along in the season. And it's very cool to see that this team is so close. They are so closely knit, and it is much like a family down there, this Mora team is. And I'm reading about how hard this Mora team has worked this year to get to where they're at, and they have done a ton of work to get to this point at 21-3. A lot of people last year thought they were the favorite to get to that state tournament, but they fell to Sauk Center in the second playoff game. A lot of people were shocked by that, myself included. I did not think that they would fall at home, but they did, and they were upset at home by Sauk Center. So this year they've got a little unfinished business to get after, and they will make sure it starts here tonight with a win over St. Cloud Cathedral, then on Friday Albany, and then the section playoffs start next Thursday. So we'll have to wait and see how it all goes down, but Mora is on a train right now, just trying to head to the playoffs and get through there, because again, this team last year felt like they should have been at the state tournament. The starting lineups here for the Cathedral Crusaders are number 2, Thomas Pfeiffer, number 3, Manuel Katzera, number 4, Max Pfeiffer, number 5, Jordan Schumann, and number 41, Kellen Kinzer. They are head coached by Mike Sand. On the other side for the Mora Mustangs, it'll be Dallas Fix, number 4, number 12, Gage Brady, Max Sampson, number 15, number 23, James Oslin, and number 35, Garrett Honstrom. Him and Kinzer are at midcourt for the tip-off. Kinzer is actually going to win this, and he gets it to Katzera. And now off to Pfeiffer, Max Pfeiffer. We'll give it off here to Thomas. Thomas now across the way to Katzera. Katzera's going to drive inside, puts up a hook shot, no good. And getting the rebound was Dallas Fix. It goes off of a Crusader. out of bounds, so Mora will hold on to it. Sampson will inbound here to Fix. He wants to hand it off to Sampson. He does. Sampson stops near half court and then starts his drive once again. Gives it off to Oslin. James Oslin wanted to go inside to Sampson. Gives it off to Honstrom, now on the far side to Sampson. Sampson waits, gives it to the top of the key to Brady. Brady, only a freshman. We'll be hearing his name a lot throughout the next 3 years for this Mora Mustangs squad. Well, as a freshman, he's made a huge impact from three, and he's not afraid to drive inside. He's also a very, very good defender. You know, he's only a freshman, very young player, but man, he guards these players on the other side, on the opposing teams, like he's a junior senior, like he's been doing it for 5 years already. So watch out for Gage Brady. He's going to be one of the top basketball players in the state come his junior, maybe even next year, but he's very good. Now James Oslin drives inside, puts it up, and in for two, and the Mustangs are on the board first. Mustangs on the board first. It's Thomas Pfeiffer who gives it off to Kutzera. Kutzera just inside the perimeter. We'll give it off to Max Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer on the far side, looking to go inside to Kinzer. Kinzer backs it out to the perimeter to Pfeiffer, now on the near side. Kutzera drives inside, gives it off to Thomas Pfeiffer. He drives inside, stops, gives it out to Max Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer drives in, now gives it to Kutzera. He's going to pull up from right where he's standing, puts it up and in for two. Kutzera with two for the Crusaders. And Gage Brady takes it up the court here for the Mustangs. And as he passes it, he is fouled. And it looks like we'll get the first foul of the game on Thomas Pfeiffer for the Crusaders. First team foul here for the Crusaders, and Oslin will inbound. Gets it into Brady. Gage Brady at the M logo, trying to get past Thomas Pfeiffer. Now gives it off to Oslin here on the near side. Oslin goes top of the key to Honstrom, now on the far side for Brady. Brady fakes the pass, dribbles it, gives it inside to Sampson. Sampson thought about pulling up from the free throw line. Instead gives it inside to Honstrom. Honstrom, a tough shot, it's no good, and the rebound still up for grabs. Looks like we're going to get a foul called here on Mora as they try to go after the rebound. That foul is going to go again. Oh, they're going to get Honstrom for that one. Interesting. So Honstrom, the guilty Mustang, and Crusaders will take over with the ball off of the foul. 15:50 to go. We're tied at 2. Thomas Pfeiffer gives it off to Kutzera. Kutzera wants to drive inside, instead gives it back to Thomas Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer spinning around one defender. Then he's double teamed, tries to give it inside to the big man Kinzer. He's no good, and his shot is rebounded by Max Pfeiffer. Now Pfeiffer gives it to Kutzera. He pulls up from the free throw line. That's no good, and rebounded there by Garrett Honstrom. Honstrom gives it up to Sampson, quickly up the court to Dallas Fix. He's guarded well, double teamed. Now throws it off the glass. It goes up and is swatted out of bounds by the Crusaders, so the Mustangs will hold on to it. 15:25 to go. We're tied at 2. Looks like Jonah Smart going to check into the game here for the Mustangs. He's going to get set to inbound. He gives it to Brady on the far side for three. Just off the mark. Dallas Fix going to come down with the rebound. And then as he tries to get away from the defenders, he's going to be fouled. So Fix gets the rebound, plus he draws a foul. And that's going to be on Thomas Pfeiffer, his second. Now checking in to the game for Thomas Pfeiffer is going to be Zach Plant. This inbound is to Honstrom. Honstrom easy in for two. Makes it 4-2. And now it's Plant who gives it off to Kutzera. Plant gives it off to Schumann. Now out to Max Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer goes inside to Kinzer. The big man pulls up from two. That is no good. And Garrett Honstrom going to come down with the rebound for the Mustangs. Quickly up the court goes Mora. And then pulling up from just outside the paint is Dallas Fix. He puts it up and in for two. Makes it 6-2 Mustangs. Kutzera gets it quickly on the near side. Now backs things out to Plant. Zach Plant trying to drive inside. Instead, he gives it off to Kinzer. Kinzer nearly lost it. It's going to be turned over, and Gage Brady going to get the steal. Gage Brady heads up court. He stops things, waits for his offense to get back, and he'll give it off to Sampson. Sampson wanted to drive inside. Lets the defender get past, gives it off to Brady on the far side. Brady trying to drive inside himself. He stops, gives it underneath the Honstrom. Now it's to Sampson. Beautiful passing off the glass, and in for two. Beautiful assist there from Garrett Honstrom to make it 8-2, and we'll get a timeout here called by the Crusaders. St. Cloud Cathedral going to call their first timeout. It's going to be a full timeout here for Cathedral with 14:09 to go. 8-2 is the lead for the Mora Mustangs as they lead over the Crusaders. Checking into the game for the Mustangs after the timeout is over is going to be Dominic Bolo. So again, 8-2 the Mustang lead. 4 different players have already scored for the Mustangs. It's going to be Dallas Fix, Max Sampson, James Oslin, and Garrett Honstrom. Each have 2 points in this game. 2 rebounds for Honstrom. He's got the lone foul, but Gage Brady has a steal. He's not on the board yet, but it won't be long before he gets on the board in this game. Manuel Cutzera, the only one who has scored so far for Cathedral. 15-second buzzer goes off, but both teams are back out on the court ready to go. Cathedral will inbound. It's Schumann who will take it up the court on the far side for the Crusaders, and he gives it off to Kinzer. Kinzer all the way back across to Schumann. Schumann getting around Jonas Smart. Now pulls up and drops it in for 2. Schumann drops it in for 2, and the Mustangs wanted a foul call, but they did not get it. And now Max Sampson making his way around defenders. Bolo with it. Bolo trying to drive inside. He nearly has it poked out by Plant. Gives it back to the top of the key to Sampson. Max Sampson directing traffic. He's guarded by Cutzera. Sampson trying to drive inside. Pulls up from 2. That's no good. No foul call. And a foul call was wanted by the entire Mora fan base. Maybe they should have had one. Plant gets the pass back from Max Pfeiffer. He gives it off now to Schumann. Schumann on the near side, directing traffic, wants Kinzer to go into the paint. Schumann now drives, gives it off to Plant. Plant driving inside himself. He pulls up. Shot is no good. Honstrom right there in the rebound. Going to be taken by Sampson. Max Sampson, he'll have it, and he takes it up the court. Sampson going to drive inside. He stops, slides, gets the ball back for himself, and then going to get called for a travel. I was a little bit surprised they didn't call that travel a little bit earlier than what they did, but Maddox Balmer going to check into the game. For the Mustangs, Sampson checks out. Brady in for him. Also in is James Oslin for Garrett Honstrom. Inbound here goes to Plant, and he gives it off to Schumann. Schumann will be the Crusader who will take it up the court. He nearly has it poked out by Smart, but nice job to hold on to it. He spins around, passes it back to Pfeiffer, and then before he does, they get a whistle for a travel. Checking into the game for the Crusaders is Nathan Schaefer. And we go to the scorers table for something. It's 8-4, 12:50 to go in the first half. Back to action here. Dominic Bolo inbounds to Brady. Brady on the near side, trying to get around the defender Plant. Plant guarding him well. Now off to Oslin here on the near side. Oslin drives inside. Gives it off to Smart. Smart drives inside the perimeter. Now gets around the defender. Little floater up and in for 2. Beautiful shot from Jonas Smart. Little floater into the basket. And it's 10-4 Mora. This pass was intended, well, for either Plant or Schaefer. Both of them were there. It nearly went out of bounds, but then the Mustangs touched it before it went out of bounds, and Crusaders will get to hold on to it here. They luck out. Schaefer will inbound to Plant. Nearly stolen away by Bolo, and now, Dominic Bolo got the steal for a moment, but as the ball was traveling out of bounds, tried to throw it off the defender, but it went off of him. I think it went off at maybe a sneaker. So the Crusaders will catch another break. Dallas Fix checks in, as does Garrett Honstrom for Smart and Balmer. Schumann with it off the inbound. Schumann taking it to the far side. Guarded by Oslin. Looking for a screen from Kinzer. Now gives it off to Schaefer. Schaefer top the key, wanting to drive. Gives it off now to Kutzera. Kutzera gets around one defender, a little floater off the glass, and in for two from Kutzera. It's 10-6. Mustangs still with the lead. Gage Brady working past the defender, gives it off to Oslin here on the near side. James Oslin wanted to go inside, but gives it back out top of the key to Fix. Fix on the far side for Brady. Brady goes inside to Honstrom. Honstrom, he's going to always draw attention. Tries to spin around. Shot is up and no good. Rebounded there by Kinzer. Quickly down the court go the Crusaders. With it now is Schumann. Schumann guarded well. Nearly poked out by Oslin, but the pass gets to Kutzera. Top of the key to Plant. Now off to the far side to Schaefer. Schaefer trying to drive inside on Honstrom. That ball is blocked and stolen away by Honstrom. Now gives it off to Brady here on the near side. Brady fakes twice, drives inside, pulls up on his drive, gives it off to Sampson. Sampson drives inside, passes back out to Brady for three. That's no good, and getting the rebound is Kinzer. 10-6, the Mora lead, 11 minutes to go in half number one. Schumann with it, standing at the M logo, gives off to the Plant. Plant at the Mustang Tex gives it off now on the far side for Schumann is no good, and that is rebounded by Honstrom. Gives it off to Brady. Brady up the court. He looks to Sampson, fakes it to Sampson, standing top of the key, gives it off to Oslin on the far side. Oslin now back top of the key to Fix to Gage Brady. Brady standing on this near side elbow, passes it to Sampson. Sampson top of the key, gives it off to Fix on the far side. Dallas Fix back to Oslin top key, and now to Sampson going inside to Honstrom. Honstrom trying to work inside, but he's always, as I mentioned, going to draw attention. Brady gets a pass, and that is no good on his shot from short range. Rebounded by Plant. Plant trying to get past Brady. Brady with great defensive coverage. Gives it off now to Kutzera, now to Schumann. Schumann on the near side, trying to drive in. Gets into the paint, passes it off to Schaefer on the far side corner for three. That is no good, and then Kutzera is going to dribble it on the boundary line, and that will turn it over to the Mora Mustangs. Checking in is Jonas Smart. He checks in for James Oslin on the Mustang side. Max Sampson will inbound to Smart. Smart on the far side. Takes the ball up the court. Has it, now gives it off to Brady here, near side elbow. Brady trying to wiggle his way past the defender. Gives it off to Sampson, now on the far side to Smart. Smart, top of the key to Fix, now to Sampson. Sampson inside to Honstrom. Honstrom always going to draw more than one defender, and almost laid it in, but no good. The rim just gave an unkind bounce, rebounded there by Kinzer. Now up the court with it is number 10, Tate Buckentine. Buckentine gives it off to Schaefer on the far side. Now to Kutzera. Kutzera trying to drive around defenders, gives it to Kinzer. Kinzer tries to drive inside, give it back to Schumann. Stolen away here by Max Sampson. Sampson, he'll kind of slow things down a little bit as we approach 9 minutes left here in the first half. Mora leads 10-6. Gage Brady driving in on Buckentine, pulls back off the spin. It's up and in for two. Gage Brady, what a move there by Brady. Driving in on Buckentine and then gave a little wiggle, gave a little spin, pulled up from the short range two and got it to fall. Now on the other side, it's Max Pfeiffer for the Crusaders, gives it to Buckentine. Now Buckentine for three in the far side corner. That is off the top of the backboard. Fans wanted it to be out of bounds, but it is not, and Kutzera gets the rebound for the Crusaders. Gives it to Max Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer at the M logo, wants to get it to Kutzera, gives it off instead to Buckentine. Buckentine passes it now to Kinzer. Kinzer just inside the perimeter, gives it off on the far side to Max Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer going to drive inside, stop on his drive, gives it inside to Kinzer. Kinzer spins around on Honstrom, puts up the shot. He gets it to fall for two. It's 12-8. Mustangs with the lead. Inbounded to Brady. Brady is guarded right away by Buckentine. Buckentine going to follow him all the way up the court, giving him a little bit of space, but only because he knows what Brady can do when he has space or no space to work with. He can move right past you. Brady tries to get that one to go up. Took a little bit too much off of that one, and it's rebounded by Kinzer. Off to Buckentine once again. Buckentine on the near side gives it off to Max Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer wanted to drive inside. He takes it. The shot is up, and we're going to get a foul on the Crusaders. 7:36 to go. 12-8 the lead for Mora. A foul on the Crusaders. That is going to be the first on Max Pfeiffer, and the team's third. 12-8. Sampson inbounds to Bolo. Bolo up the court trying to get around Schumann. Lost the ball for a moment. Gets it back, gives it to Fix. Fix now to Brady at the top of the key. He's drifting far side, trying to drive inside. Puts up the shot. A little bit off of his back foot, but getting the rebound is Maddox Ballmer. Ballmer gives it off to Sampson. Sampson fakes one way. Gets the defender Cutzera to fall back just a little bit, trying to get a screen. Now Sampson will drive inside, gives it off to Ballmer. Ballmer swats it back out to Bolo. Bolo fakes a three, drives inside, gives it off to Brady. Gage Brady fakes a three in the near side corner, gives it to Sampson on the elbow. Sampson telling Bolo where he wants him to go, faking the screen. Now gives it back to Dallas Fix. Fix trying to drive inside, off the spin move. Up, the shot is no good, a little bit too hard. He gets his own rebound and puts it back up and in for two. Dallas Fix, a nice job to have such good concentration to put that one back up and in for two after he got the rebound. Now it's Cutzera with it to Schumann, or excuse me, that's Schaefer. Schaefer now to Kinzer. Kinzer wants to drive inside. Pass it on the far side for Max Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer for three. No good. And getting the rebound is Schaefer. Schaefer giving it inside to Cutzera. Cutzera will put up a little bit of a floater. Shot is no good. Rebounded by Kinzer once again. Back out to Schumann. Or excuse me, once again Schaefer. Schaefer has it to Cutzera, to Pfeiffer. Now on the far side, Buckentine. Back to Max Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer on the far side elbow. Trying to drive inside the paint now. Pass it back out to Buckentine. Buckentine trying to get around the defender. Kinzer has it. Now stolen away by Brady for a moment. Tipped out. Ball still up for grabs. Engage Brady. What will be the call? Looks like we get a timeout. So a timeout called here as Gage Brady will get credit for taking away the ball. Timeout called by the Mora Mustangs, and it'll be a 30-second timeout. So Mustangs were able to poke the ball out. Gage Brady poked it out from Kinzer's hands. Then it rolled on the ground for a while. Buckentine looked like he had a chance at it for the Crusaders. He lost it. Then Gage Brady fell back on top of it, and the Mustangs smartly called timeout to keep hold of the ball and possession as they lead 14-8 here in the first half. .6:01 to go. 14-8 Mustang lead. Jonah Smart will get set to inbound for the Mustangs after the steal. Smart inbounds to Sampson. Sampson calls out the play. Cutzera, Pfeiffer, double team him, gives it off to Oslin, now to Bolo. Bolo fakes it to Oslin and nearly had the pass stolen away by Buckentine, but then gets it to Oslin cleanly. Now to Sampson. To Bolo on the far side corner for three, no good. And Cutzera gets the rebound for the Crusaders. Quickly up the court to Buckentine. Buckentine on the near side gives it back to Schumann. Schumann wanted to drive, and he gives it off to Schaefer. It's going to be stolen away by Max Sampson. He drives to the bucket. Shot is up and no good, but he was fouled, and he's going to get to go to the line to shoot two. That foul there by Emmanuel Cutzera for the Crusaders' fourth, his first. And Sampson at the line to shoot two. First one is up and good. 15-8 the score. Gage Brady checks in for Dominic Bolo. Sampson at the line, made his first, trying to make both. The shot is up and good. 16-8 the Mustang lead. And the Crusaders back up the court with it. Schumann drives inside, pulls up from just inside the perimeter, but it was blocked by Hanstrom, and he gets it for his team, gives it off to Brady. Brady gives it far side to Sampson at the Mustangs text on that far side. Creeping towards the top of the key, gives it off to Brady now. Into the corner to James Oslin on the near side. Oslin goes inside to Smart, now inside to Brady. Brady up and in for two. Just beautiful passing on that play by the Mustangs. Beautiful passing. Now with it is Cutzera. Cutzera gets it from Buckentine. Out to Max Pfeiffer, and Jonah Smart got his hand on that ball. Swatted it out of bounds. Just getting a hand in the passing lane, and then eventually had to go out of bounds. So the Crusaders will take over, trying to inbound it. They get it to Buckentine on the offensive zone. Buckentine nearly had that one poked out by Brady, but I think they're going to get Brady for a foul on that one. And yes, Brady just got a little bit too much on that one. Inbound, here goes to Schaefer. Now to Buckentine. Back for three, it goes Schumann. He's no good and rebounded by James Oslin. Mustangs have it on their offensive side. Gage Brady gets the pass from Sampson. He'll give it back to Sampson, and Sampson tells everybody where he wants him to go. Sampson on the elbow on the near side, gives it to Brady on the same side, on the same spot, other side. Now it's Sampson inside to Oslin, up and in for two. James Oslin for two on the assist from Max Sampson, makes it 20-8. Max Pfeiffer, he's going to drive inside, notices no one's there. Instead, he almost has it stolen away, gives it inside to Schaefer. Schaefer takes it back out. Now he has to work around Hanstrom, and that's no good. And the rebound there is Jonas Smart. Quickly up the court goes Sampson. Sampson steps back from two defenders, gives it off to Brady on the far side. Brady now to the far side corner to Oslin. Top of the key goes to Jonas Smart. Now to Sampson once again. Sampson drives, gives to Smart. Smart, he gives to Oslin on the far side. He'll drift. Now Gage Brady taking it inside to Jonas Smart here on the near side. Smart wants to drive, instead gives it back to Sampson. Sampson looking around, spinning around a couple times. Instead, we'll give it to James Oslin. Smart gets it. Now inside to Hanstrom. Hanstrom bounces it once, puts it up and in for two. Just one dribble, he spins around, puts it up and in for two. And Hanstrom gets another 2 points on the board for the Mustangs. They lead 22-8 with under 3 minutes to go. Buckentine gives it off to Max Pfeiffer. Max Pfeiffer gives it back to Buckentine. Buckentine comes out of the near side corner to the top of the key. And he'll give it back to Max Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer going to pull up from the free throw line. Shot is up and no good. Gage Brady just sits there and awaits the rebound to fall right into his lap. And Brady gives it off to Sampson now on the far side to Jonas Smart in the corner. Now back out to Sampson, top of the key to Oslin. Oslin back to Sampson, now to Smart. Passing it around the perimeter, eventually gets to Oslin in the near side corner, back to Brady, now back to Oslin, now back to Brady. On the far side for Jonas Smart. This pass intended for Hanstrom inside, gets tipped by a Crusader. It goes out of bounds, so the Mustangs will hold on to it. Looks like Kinzer and Plant check in for Schaefer and Buckentine. James Oslin checks out, and in for him is Dallas Fix. Jonas Smart looks for the inbound. He gets it to Sampson. Sampson wanted to go inside to Hanstrom. He'll reset things as he gives it back out to Gage Brady. Brady goes across the court to Sampson, now in the near side corner for Fix. Back to Sampson, now to Smart. In the near side corner to Brady. Brady goes inside to Hanstrom. Hanstrom inside to Sampson, but before that happened, Hanstrom is called for the travel, and the ball will be turned over to the Crusaders. Inbound here goes to Kutzera, and he'll wait for his offense to get in front of him before he starts up the court himself. Kutzera tells Plant to go all the way across the court as he wants to drive inside. Pulls up from just outside the paint. That one rings around the rim once, and it's no good. And then getting the rebound was Hanstrom, and as he got the rebound, he was fouled. That'll be the fifth team foul for the Crusaders and the first on Kinzer. Brady gets the call from head coach Kurt Graycheck. Calls out to the offense, gives it to Hanstrom. Hanstrom goes inside to Sampson. Sampson double team, gives it to Hanstrom. Hanstrom's going to go from three. That is no good. Rebounded there by Max Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer up the court with it. Now to Kutzera to Pfeiffer on the far side for Plant. That shot is no good off the front of the rim, and rebounded there by Jonas Smart. Jonas Smart with the rebound. He passes it to Sampson. Sampson wanted to go to Brady. Brady was guarded well, but he cuts back the other way to get the pass. Now to Fix, now to Smart. Smart at the top of the key, passes it to Sampson on the near side elbow, under a minute to go. Dallas Fix back to Smart, now off to Brady on the far side. In the far side corner to Fix, now to Sampson. Under 40 seconds re-roll here in the first half. Dallas Fix to Brady. And Mora looks like they'll just waste some time here and probably more than likely take the last shot unless they get a wide open shot here, which Brady's been known to get himself open and drop a wide open shot for three. Sampson now has it. And Sampson at the M logo, he'll stand, wasting some time, under 10 seconds to go now. Sampson will take it in the far side, gives it off to Brady. Gage Brady, he thought about three, gives it off to Sampson with 3 seconds left. Sampson drives inside, tries to put it up. Oh, and just enough spin on it for Max Sampson. He drops it in on the reverse layup behind his back. He didn't even see the basket as he got that one to roll in. What a play there from Max Sampson. He was double teamed, but somehow still got the shot to fall as he was turned around. His back was to the basket. He did not even see it, and he got enough spin on it for it to fall and work its way through. And the Mustangs will go to halftime with a 24-8 lead over the St. Cloud Cathedral Crusaders. We'll take commercial break here, word from our fine sponsors, and when we come back, I'll recap the first half and give you our stat leaders and my keys to the game for the second half. You're listening to Boys Basketball right here on 95.5 FM KBEK.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Visit Town & Country Insurance today at townandcountry-ins.com or stop in our offices in Finlayson, Hinckley, and Mora.
3 words: Sriracha Cheese Curds. Introducing the latest A&W family restaurant side with a kick. Sriracha Cheese Curds have arrived at A&W. We've spiced up our 100% Wisconsin white cheddar cheese curds with just the right amount of Sriracha heat. You can enjoy Sriracha Cheese Curds with your favorite A&W combo or on their own. Make sure to cool off the heat with a frosty mug of original A&W root beer. Hurry in, Sriracha Cheese Curds are only available for a limited time at your local A&W family restaurant in Pine City.
Minnesota. It's home. Hot summers at the lake, beautiful falls, snowy winters, and rainy springs. We experience it all. Make sure you're ready to handle whatever this state throws at you with help from Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Minnesota Equipment carries brands you love, like John Deere, Steel, Toro, Gravely zero-turn mowers, and Aaron snowblowers. Their helpful staff can not only get you the equipment you need, but can help you maintain it so it will last. Plus, they carry a full line of farm equipment. Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Online at minnesotaequipment.com.
With high school sports season here again, Wellia Health wants to remind you that they want to help your athletes stay in the game. Sports medicine services are available at every Wellia Health campus. Whether it's the young athlete, the weekend warrior, or the accomplished athlete, injuries can happen. Get back in the game by calling the sports medicine experts at Wellia Health, 320-679-1313. Wellia Health. Live life well.
This is a story we all share, of a place rooted in tradition and rich with opportunity, of people driven by compassion and vision. At Essentia Health, we're proud to play our role in this story, because we know that this place, these people, are like nowhere else. Visit Essentia Health in Hinckley, Sandstone, or our new location in Moose Lake for all your care needs. Schedule an appointment at essentiahealth.org today.
When something is important to you, you'll do anything to make sure it's protected. You want someone you know, someone you trust to help you take care of it. That's why you need to work with Pine Insurance Agency and Auto Owners Insurance. With over 50 years combined experience, let the experts at Pine Insurance Agency help you protect what's important. Whether it's your home, car, farm, insurance, or loved ones, call them today to set up a free, no-obligation quote. Your local Auto Owners Insurance Agency is Pine Insurance Agency, located in a Northridge Center in Pine City.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community Community College.
Feeling a little cold this winter? Call D&E Heating and Air Conditioning in Hinckley. D&E Heating and Cooling is a local Amana dealer with quality workmanship and superior service. Now scheduling into 2022. D&E is ready to assist you, keeping all your heating and air quality appliances working like they should this winter. Their technicians are dependable, knowledgeable, and will provide a professional work ethic. That's their promise to you. Make them your go-to guys for all your heating and air quality systems. Look us up, deheatingcooling.com.
Mortgage rates haven't been this low since 2017. Chad Greenway talking Franzen Bank Mortgages. Now is a great time to buy or build your first home, your dream home, or that cabin you've always wanted. Or maybe refinance and lower your monthly payment. The local mortgage experts at Franzen Bank will find an option that best fits your situation. Buying, building, or refinancing. Find a Franzen Bank mortgage expert today at franzenbank.com/getthere. Tell them Greenway sent you. Franzen Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The holidays are over, and we're all dreaming about spring. But at Aquarius Home Services, we know Old Man Winter isn't done with us yet. Remember last year? We had snow in April. That's why at Aquarius, we're offering $65 off any furnace repair. With your safety and comfort as our top priority, we'll treat your home and time with respect. We'll provide options that make sense with upfront, no-surprise pricing. We're just a click away at AquariusHomeservices.com. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended.
Back here on KBEK, nice 95.5 FM. The Mora Mustangs have the lead over the St. Cloud Cathedral Crusaders here at halftime, 24-8. The Mustangs, a little bit of a slow moving first half, I think, for both of these teams, but again, sometimes that's just the way the Mustangs like to play it. And they really, again, they love to work their defense and love to kind of not necessarily rely on them, but they certainly love to have their defense working for them in a good way because, you know, their defense is very good, one of the tops in the section and probably one of the tops in the state as well. But, again, holding a team to 8 points in the first half is just huge, and they will look to benefit here in the second half from their defense doing such a good job in the first half. But again, their offense showed no lack of playmaking ability. Leading the way for them in the first half was Max Sampson with 6. 3 players had 4 points, James Oslin, Garrett Honstrom, and Dallas Fix, and 2 for Jonas Smart. They had 6 first half steals and only 2 first half fouls. So pretty clean first half for the Mora Mustangs. On the other side for the Crusaders of St. Cloud Cathedral, leading the way for them was Manuel Kutzera. He had 4 points, 2 for Schumann and 2 for Kinzer. They were led in rebounds there by Kinzer. He had 5, and then they had 5 first half fouls. So not a lot of action going on for the Crusaders there in the first half. Again, dealing with this tough, very tough Mora Mustang defense who stole the ball away 6 times, and that doesn't even count all the turnovers that happened in the first half. That just means that they stole the ball away. They took it away with their very hands. Doesn't include turnovers from a travel or the ball going out of bounds. That's just steals, them taking it away from the Crusaders. Personally, that's just, ripping it away. The Mustangs, in the first half, again, their defense so good. They haven't allowed many teams to score over 50 points, and when they do, those are the losses. That when Mora has allowed a team to score over 50 points, that is when they lose. You know, their first loss against Rush City, they scored 66 points. Against Pequot Lakes, they scored 65. Against St. Cloud Cathedral, they scored 60. It's not 50 points, by the way. When a team scores over 60, that's when the losses come. And all of their wins for Mora, they've held every team below that 60-point mark. In all of their wins this season, they have held everyone to under 60 points. Yeah, so in every single win they have, all 21 of them, they've held teams to under 60 points. That is so huge for a team like Mora. Again, when you look at the schedule, not scoring a lot of points, not a whole ton of points, but they have showed that when they can or when they want to, they certainly can score a plethora of points. And I think once they get into the playoffs, they'll show that offense off a lot more. But, just watching this team play, it is incredible to watch this defense, just how good they are. And it's scary to see how good they can be because during the season, you're trying to be the best you can, but it almost feels like some teams really just even get better in the playoffs, and I think that might be the case for the Mustangs this year. They are so good during the regular season. Only 3 losses, and man, oh man, if they can continue this and go into the playoffs and get 1 game at home and just continue to get better, I would say this. You don't want to play Mora. You are not going to want to play Mora. I don't care what team it is. I know Annandale is very good in this section, and they are going to be a tough team to beat. But out of this section, Mora is definitely my favorite. Annandale deserves a ton of credit, and I think the championship game will be between Mora and Annandale. But I think Mora is my favorite to take it this year. Their defense is just way too feisty, way too good, and their offense, even when their defense is playing so well, their offense can come out and show that they are playing just as good and put up, 70, 75, 80 points on the board. So they haven't needed to a lot this year, but when they have needed to, they certainly can, or just when they feel like it, they certainly can. So Mora Mustangs have a lot of potential to them, but the Crusaders not out of this one yet, only down by 16 points. There's certainly plenty of game left for them to come back and try and get within a couple of the lead and also take the lead. But for the Mustangs, they'll look to continue their dominance here in the second half, much like they had in the first half over the Crusaders. Getting set to start the second half here. James Oslin will inbound for the Mora Mustangs as we prepare. 18 minutes back up on the scoreboard, and James Oslin gets the inbound into Brady. Gage Brady will start with it for the Mustangs. He's on the far side, gives it to Sampson at the top of the key. He thought about the three-pointer, but saw the defender right there who give it off to Dallas Fix. Now back to Sampson, now to Oslin. Oslin sees that one go off a defender's hands. That's Max Pfeiffer. Goes off of his hands out of bounds. The Mustangs will hold on to it. Sampson will inbound to Honstrom. He'll hand it back to Sampson. Sampson driving inside to the paint. Wanted to get it to Honstrom. He does. Honstrom spinning around, trying to get underneath the basket. Gives it off to Fix. Fix is no good on his shot. Rebounded there by Kinzer. Kinzer will give it on the far side. There to Schumann. Schumann back to Thomas Pfeiffer. Now inside to Kinzer. That is blocked by Garrett Honstrom. Another block for Honstrom. He had 2 there in the first half. Garrett Honstrom with the block and the takeaway. And now Sampson gives it off to Oslin on the far side elbow. He wants to drive inside. He'll take it to the basket himself. Does not get the roll, and Kinzer gets the rebound. Kinzer has been a rebound machine so far for the Crusaders. He tried to drive in on Honstrom, and that's hard to do for anyone as Honstrom stands 6'8". Kudzera gives it off now. With it is Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer gives it off to Kinzer. Kinzer for a short 2. No good. And Garrett Honstrom gets the rebound. Sampson will take it up the court for the Mustangs, wanting to drive inside. He pulls up, stops, gives it off to Fix in the near side corner. Now to Gage Brady, top of the key. Brady gives to Sampson on the far side. Sampson, you're going to drive in, passes it to Oslin, but before the pass happened, we get a foul on the Crusaders. It'll be their first of the second half and the first for Jordan Schumann. Sampson inbounds to Brady. Brady will pull up from far 3. It's good. Gage Brady gets a 3 to fall and makes it 27-8. Gage Brady, you knew that was going to happen sooner than later, and he gets one to fall there from 3. And now taking it inside, Thomas Pfeiffer to Kinzer. That shot is no good. Rebounded by Thomas Pfeiffer. He puts it up and in for 2, makes it 27-10. Gage Brady working it to the far side. Now drives, gives it off to Oslin. Oslin back to the top of the key to Sampson. Sampson trying to spin around, fakes the spin, gives it off to Oslin on the far side. Oslin, he wants to drive inside, puts it up off the glass, no good. And rumbling in to get the rebound is Schumann. Schumann, he'll take it up the court for the Crusaders. Lost the dribble for a moment, gets it back, gives it back out to Thomas Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer pauses, almost like he was frozen in a game of freeze tag. Gives it off to Max Pfeiffer now inside to Kinzer, now back out to Thomas Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer wanted to get around Brady, but Brady with some good defense there. Now off to Kutzera. His shot is no good, and Honstrom gets the rebound for the Mustangs. He'll give it off to Sampson. Sampson up the court really quickly, almost swatted away there by Pfeiffer. That was Thomas Pfeiffer. Gives it off to Oslin here on the near side. Oslin trying to drive inside, gives a little physical, and Honstrom. Oh, Honstrom wanted the dunk, but he heard the whistle, and it's not going to count. The foul will go against James Oslin. Got a little too physical as he was working inside there. Ball will go back to the Crusaders. 27-10, the Mustangs lead. 15-17 to go in the game. Honstrom and Oslin will take a breather. In for them are Smart and Balmer. Thomas Pfeiffer trying to get around Brady. He works it near the paint, gives it inside to Kinzer. Now back out to Max Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer trying to drive inside, gives it out to Kutzera. Kutzera will work it inside at the free throw line, gives it off to Kinzer. Kinzer driving inside. Pass trying to get to Thomas Pfeiffer, and Gage Brady got a hand in the lane, and it goes out of bounds off of him, and it will stay with the Crusaders. Looks like Max Pfeiffer will check out. In for him will be Schaefer. And Garrett Honstrom will check into the game, and he'll come in for Maddox Balmer. Nope, scratch that. Balmer will stay in the game, and Dallas Fix checks out. Nope, more confusion. Fix is going to check out. A little bit of miscommunication there. Honstrom not sure who he was coming in for. Maybe there's just miscommunication to him. Honstrom trying to defend. He does. The shot is up, no good. Rebounded by Maddox Balmer for the Mustangs. Gives it off to Brady on the far side. Brady leisurely jog up the court. Gives it off to Smart on the far side, getting a screen from Honstrom. He steps back, gives to Balmer. Balmer on the near side for Brady. Brady bumps bodies, driving inside, pulls up, gives it off to Sampson on the far side for three. That's good! Max Sampson on the assist from Gage Brady makes it 30-10. Now with it is Thomas Pfeiffer, and we get a call on the Crusaders. Looks like maybe a moving screen or an elbow, not sure. I know elbow is probably not a real call, but I'm going to call it the elbow. That's on Thomas Pfeiffer. That'll be turn it over back to the Mustangs. Dominic Bolo will inbound it to Jonas Smart, and he'll pass it right back to Brady. Brady got away with a little bit of what would be a face mask in football. His hand went straight to his face, and now we're going to get a technical on St. Cloud Cathedral's head coach, Mike Sand. Oh no. Mike Sand not pleased with the fact that the call was missed on Brady. Brady got a hand in the face of the defender, and the refs missed it. Now, to be fair, the refs were in front of the play, so they didn't see it. Brady no good on the shot. But the refs did miss a call there. Brady got a hand into the face of the defender, which would have been, again, a face mask in football. Brady makes one of two. Makes it 31-10, and then Mike Sand, the head coach for St. Cloud Cathedral, not happy with the missed call, and he gets a tech called on him. So again, sometimes it's not about yelling the fact that you're upset with it. Sometimes it's about what you say, and the ref was not going to tolerate what he said. Jonas Smart trying to drive. He's on the near side. It's a screen, now stops. Passes it back out to Honstrom. Honstrom. Now it's Bolo to go one way. He gives it off to Brady. Brady going to drive inside, pulls up from the free throw line. That's in! Sinks in for two. Gage Brady with a nice little floater outside the paint. Puts it in for two. 33-10 is the score. 13.5 minutes to go. With it is Thomas Pfeiffer. He gets a lane to drive in. He steps back, puts it off the glass. No good. And Garrett Honstrom gets the rebound for the Mustangs. He gives it to Brady. Brady on Pfeiffer. Thomas Pfeiffer being a little bit physical. And now they're going to get looks like a foul here. Going to go against Thomas Pfeiffer. He got a little too physical with that one. That'll be his fourth, and he'll have to check out of the game. In for him will be Plant. Zach Plant checks into the game for Thomas Pfeiffer, who has his fourth foul. Team's third. Jonas Smart inbounds to Sampson. Sampson in the near side corner, works out of there. Guarded by Kutzera. And now he drives towards the free throw line, gives it back out. Jonas Smart for a three. That's off the mark. And Plant will get the rebound here for the Crusaders. That is going to be stolen away by Dominic Bolo. Bolo takes it to the basket. No good, but he was fouled. Dominic Bolo with the steal. Fouled on his way up, and he's going to get to go to the line to shoot 2. This one going to be the first for Zach Plant. Team's 4th. And again, it's Dominic Bolo at the line to shoot 2. First one up and no good. James Oslin, Dallas Fix check in for Jonas Smart and Maddox Balmer. Hatzera checks out. In for him is Buckentine. Bolo gets the second one to fall, so he makes 1 of 2. It's 34-10. Up the court with it is Schumann. Schumann trying to get around Oslin and Fix. He drives inside, gives it off now to Plant. Plant on the far side, spinning around, getting past a double team. That one nearly stolen away by Sampson. It's poked out by Sampson, but it goes out of bounds, so the Crusaders will hold on to it. Sampson was not giving up on that. Brady checks in for Bolo. Max Sampson was being just relentless at trying to poke that out. He was not giving up on it, and he finally did poke it out. Now inside to Kinzer, back out to Plant. That was nearly stolen away. Schumann gets it back to Plant. Plant for 3, wide open. He gets it to fall. Zach Plant for 3, makes it 34-13. And with 12:28 to go in the game, looks like we get a timeout call here by the Crusaders. And while they take a timeout, we'll take one as well. You're listening to Boys Basketball on KBEK.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings, with expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas. When you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
Here inside Mora High School, the fans, the student section, it is camo night for them, and they are out in full force. They're getting rowdy right now, trying to get the crowd pumped up, and their team with a 21-3 record leads over St. Cloud Cathedral 34-13. Remember, Cathedral gave the Mustangs their only conference loss on the season, and the Mustangs so far getting some revenge. Sampson will look to inbound. Gives it to Brady. Brady guarded tightly by Plant. Now working on Plant on the far side. He's going to be double teamed. He lost the ball. And then they get a foul, and the Crusader fans are very upset on that call. And I got to say, I don't 100% agree with it. It's going to be Nathan Schaefer who gets the foul called on him. I don't agree with that one. I thought that was a clean play, but now up the court goes Hanstrom. Bounce pass to Oslin in some traffic, and somehow Hanstrom gets it back. My goodness, the pass was dangerous. It was tipped by about 3 Crusaders, but somehow Hanstrom got it back. Now to Sampson, to Oslin. Oslin nearly has it stolen away by Schaefer. Schaefer goes away and now goes inside. Sampson nearly had it stolen away, and he'll bring it back out of the paint. He was in some trouble there. He's going to reset the offense. Sampson telling Oslin where he wants him to go, gives it off to Oslin on the far side. Now we'll look for Brady in the far side corner, gives it to the top of the key to Fix. Now to Sampson, inside to Hanstrom. Hanstrom, he's triple teamed now, got 3 defenders around him. He gives it out to Brady on the far side for 3. No good. A rare miss, and getting the rebound was Schumann for the Crusaders. Schumann working on Oslin. He's going to drive inside. They're bumping bodies. Gives it off to Kinzer. That is no good. And the rebound there for Dallas Fix. Fix is going to take it up the court as he wanted to get it to Sampson, but he was guarded well. Now gives it off to Sampson. Sampson on the near side. Going to work it back towards the top of the key. Directing traffic. Gives it off to Fix here on the near side elbow. Fix pumps a couple times. Gives it off to Oslin. Now to Sampson on the far side elbow. Sampson will pass to Brady, top of the key. Now to Oslin. Oslin pauses, pumps once, gives it off to Fix. Fix now to Brady. Brady pulls it down, gives it to Hanstrom. Hanstrom finds a lane, gets it off the glass and in for 2. That's Garrett Hanstrom. And Hanstrom now with 6 points. Gage Brady got the assist. And for 3, no good. And Honstrom will get the rebound. Schumann tried to put it for three just to get something going for his offense. Sampson has it, trying to work in on Buckentine, and then Sampson going to be called for the charge there. Sampson, his first foul, and the team's second. Got a little too physical on that drive. Just a little bit too much of a push. 36-13 is the score. Mora Mustangs lead 10-24 to go in the game. It's Thomas Pfeiffer who checks back into the game. He has 4 fouls, remember. He finds a lane, tries to drive, gives it back out to Max Pfeiffer. That's going to come up well short into the lap of Dallas Fix. Sampson trying to get around Plant, and he puts his hands up because they were bumping bodies a little bit. He didn't want to get called for another foul. Now gives it off to Oslin. Oslin to Brady on the far side. Gives it inside to Honstrom. Honstrom under the defender's legs. Oh, my goodness. He went through the legs of Kinzer to pass it inside the paint, but they're going to get a foul here on the Crusaders. That'll be their team's 6th foul and the second for Plant. Sampson looking to inbound. He does to Honstrom, and he'll fake the handoff. Now drives into the paint, gives it back out to Brady. On the near side corner to Bolo. Back out to Brady. Brady thought about three, instead goes to Sampson. Sampson inside to Honstrom. Honstrom nearly lost the ball, and now we get another foul here on the Crusaders. That will put the Mustangs in the bonus, and Honstrom should go to the line for a 1-and-1 here. 9:39 to go. That's the third for Zach Plant. And Garrett Honstrom goes to the line for a 1-and-1. 9:39 to go in the game. Honstrom shot, no good, but the rebound swatted back out and will be taken in by Bolo, who gives it to Brady. Brady wants to drive inside. He'll put up a little bit of a floater inside the paint, gets the nice roll, and it drops in for two. Gage Brady makes it 38-13. On the far side, first Schaefer. Schaefer drives inside. His shot is up, no good. He's going to be fouled. And depending on when that foul happened, he gets to go to the line. Looks like he will, yes. That foul going to go against Smart. Jonas Smart with his first foul, team's third. And Schaefer at the line to shoot two. Schaefer's shot is up and good. 38-14. Schaefer's second shot is good as well. So Schaefer makes both. Makes it 38-15. 9:18 to go. Brady will get the inbound pass from Bolo, and he's going to take it up the court. Stops on a dime at the M logo. Drives once again, gives it to Sampson. Sampson gives it to Oslin, just inside the perimeter. Oslin will give it to Bolo. Now to Sampson on the far side. Sampson trying to get around Kutzera. He'll give it out to Brady. Now to Bolo, inside to Honstrom. Back out top of the key for Brady. No good on the three, and he has missed yet again. Brady doesn't miss too many of those. And this ball swatted out. Looks like Sampson. So the ball was swatted out, and Sampson ran after it, but it looks like as he swatted it towards their offensive zone, looks like a piece of him was out of bounds, so the Crusaders will catch a break there and get the ball back. Thomas Pfeiffer, he gets it, gives it off to Kutzera. Kutzera, he's going to put up a little bit of a floater just outside the paint. No good. Rebounded by Kinzer, and he puts it up. Does the shot count? It does. So Kinzer makes the shot fall. It's 38-17, plus the foul on Garrett Honstrom, and he'll shoot for the three-point play. Kinzer gets it to fall and makes it a three-point play, 38-18. That inbound pass is swatted out by Thomas Pfeiffer. Dallas Fix will check back into the game for Bolo. Sampson inbounds to Oslin. Oslin gives it off to Brady. Brady takes it up court, dribbles through a double team. Gets the ball off to Fix, but he has it ripped away by Schumann. And Schumann, he'll take it up the court here for the Crusaders. Drives inside, and that pass through everyone gets to Thomas Pfeiffer, who will eventually take it, passes it inside to Kinzer. Now to Max Pfeiffer. He'll give it back to Kinzer. Kinzer for three, no good. And Dallas Fix is going to come down with the rebound. Sampson takes it up the court. He's double teamed, looks for someone to bail him out. He gives it off to Gage Brady. Brady missed a pass to Honstrom, who was wide open inside. You could hear the crowd yelling because Honstrom, he was wide open. It would have been a slam dunk opportunity for Honstrom. But they missed that opportunity, and Oslin has it. Gives it off to Fix. Fix on the near side. Going to be fouled. And that foul going to go against Jordan Schumann. His second, team's 8th. And Dallas Fix is at the line to shoot the 1-and-1. Good on the first from Dallas Fix, makes it 39-18. Ballmer checks in for Honstrom. Fix gets the second one to bounce in, and it is 40-18. Quickly up the court goes Max Pfeiffer, gives it off to Kutzera. Kutzera wants Max Pfeiffer, but he's guarded well by Sampson. He has nowhere to go with it. Now gives it off to Pfeiffer on the far side for three. That's no good. Kinzer gets the rebound for the Crusaders. He gives it off to Thomas Pfeiffer. Thomas Pfeiffer wanted a screen. Instead, the screen goes away. Gives it across the court to Max Pfeiffer, who comes down with it with an OBJS catch. Brings it down, and now inside to Kinzer. Kinzer back out to the top of the key to Kutzera. Kutzera, he's going to drive inside on the far side. Gives it off to Thomas Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer at the top of the key on the far side. He's going to drive inside the paint, and looks like we get a foul here on the drive on Mora. The 5th team foul for the Mustangs, and the second on Gage Brady. Oslin checks out, and for him is Jonas Smart. 40-18, the Mora lead. Kutzera gets the inbound pass. He's trying to work past Dallas Fix. Now gets it to Kinzer. Kinzer back to Kutzera. Kutzera drives to the free throw line, puts up the shot. No good. Kinzer gets the rebound, puts it up, and in for two. That makes it 40-20. And the Mustangs have it. Dallas Fix trying to get away with a double dribble. Yeah, he was in some trouble there, and he tried to dribble through the double team, and he saw a lane, and unfortunately it was a double dribble. Garrett Honstrom will check in for Maddox Ballmer. And now we're going to get a timeout called here by the Mustangs with 6.5 minutes to go here in the game. A timeout called by the Mustangs. So while they take a timeout, we'll take a commercial break to hear a word from our fine sponsors. And then we'll come back for more action here in this boys basketball game between the Mora Mustangs and the Cathedral Crusaders here on Nice 95.5.
If you've been injured in an auto accident or have sustained other personal injury, you don't have to leave town to get good representation. Spear & Swanson attorneys at law in Pine City are experienced and will work on your case with no fee until they get you money. They also handle divorce and custody cases, criminal defense, including DWI and other legal matters. Spear & Swanson is your local law firm that cares about you. So if you need legal representation or advice, call 320-629-7586. Spear & Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City.
95.5 FM KBEK. The site for tonight's game, also on KBEK.com, streaming video. 40-20, the Mustangs lead over the Cathedral Crusaders, who gave them their only conference loss on the season. And they're looking to exact some revenge here at home. But a double dribble by Dallas Fix will give the ball back on a turnover to the Crusaders. Thomas Pfeiffer gives it off to Kinzer, now to Max Pfeiffer, to Schumann, now to Kutzera all the way across court. Now pass to Max Pfeiffer, Pfeiffer back out to Thomas Pfeiffer. He thought about three, gives it back to Max Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer trying to get around the defender. He tried to pull up, now gives it off to Kinzer. Kinzer, the reverse layup is up and in for two. Nice shot there to get that past Honstrom. A little bit of a full court press here from the Crusaders. And they'll finally get it up the court, do the Mustangs. Now inside for Fix, and an easy in for two. Crusaders quickly up the court. Thomas Pfeiffer on the far side. Drifting towards inside the paint. Up, no good from two. And the rebound goes back to Thomas Pfeiffer for two. And looks like it will be good on the basket from Thomas Pfeiffer. Plus the foul by the Mustangs. A second on Max Sampson will give it back to the Crusaders. Thomas Pfeiffer inbounds to Schumann for three. Oh my goodness, Schumann, the fadeaway three is good. They're showing they still have life here. Gage Brady up the court. Nearly lost the ball, but gives it back to Sampson. Sampson going to be double teamed. He's looking to get through, gives it off to Brady. Brady trying to drive inside. Now to Dallas Fix. He's going to be double teamed. Maybe a little bit too physical there, and they finally catch it. They're going to get the Crusade. No, they're. Oh, I thought they might have bumped bodies a little too much, and they're going to get. I think they might have been a double dribble or a travel there on Mora. And Kurt Graycheck wants an explanation. He's as surprised as I was, and now Kinzer has it inside. The shot is no good. Dallas Fix gets the rebound for the Mustangs. He's going to take it up the court. He stops, gives it back to Sampson. Sampson's triple teamed. He's going to dribble it out of there. Just got it off to Brady. Nearly stolen away. Now to Dallas Fix. Back out to Sampson. It was tipped, though, and goes back to the Mustangs as Thomas Pfeiffer got a hand on it for the Crusaders. The Crusaders stepping up the pressure here, and so far it is working. Dominic Bolo checks in for Dallas Fix, trying to get the word from him on what the game plan is and who to guard when he's on defense. Jonas Smart will inbound for the Mustangs. And he'll get it to Honstrom. Honstrom, big 6'8", he goes up and gets it. Trying to drive inside, nearly stolen away by Kutzera. He had nowhere to go with it, and Buckentine is going to get the steal. Yeah, that was a tough one for Honstrom. He was double teamed, and now Thomas Pfeiffer trying to drive inside. It's poked out by Brady. Taken back by Kutzera, though, on the far side now for Thomas Pfeiffer. Top of the key, Kutzera for three. That's good. Uh-oh. And all of a sudden, the Crusaders have cut the Mora lead down to 12, and the Crusaders are feeling it right now. 4:31 to go. Plenty of time for Cathedral to get back into this game. And all of a sudden, Mora has seen their momentum absolutely crushed by a couple of threes here by the Crusaders. One from Kutzera, one from Schumann. And Schumann, the fadeaway three. And the timeout called there by the Cathedral Crusaders. Again, they are on a roll right now, 42-30. They have scored and went on a 10-2 run here. Late in this second half, the Crusaders have made this thing a game. And Mora, they've got to figure out what they want to do to combat that full court pressure. And then each one of their playmakers getting doubled, even triple teamed. So they'll look to combat that here out of this timeout as they will get set to inbound. Full court pressure being shown already by the Crusaders. Jonas Smart will inbound to Sampson. Sampson on the near side here. Gets double team, gets it up to Bolo. Bolo guarded, and he has nowhere to go with it, and he stepped down the boundary line, and it's going to be a turnover to the Crusaders. Bolo stepped out of bounds before throwing it off the defender, and the Crusaders get it back, and that is not what you want if you're the Mustangs. Driving inside as Pfeiffer gives it back out to Kutzera. Kutzera, he gives it out to Buckentine for three. That's no good. We get a foul here on the Crusaders on the rebound, and that'll be their team's 9th, and the second for Kinzer. This will send the Mustangs to the line for a 1-and-1. It's Garrett Honstrom who will go to the line. 42-30, 4:09 to go. Onstrom no good. Rebounded there by Schumann. Schumann will take it up the court. Trying to drive inside on Oslin. He loses the ball, and oh, and we're going to get a kick ball. Not sure who kicked it, whether it was Oslin or Honstrom. But they almost had the steal, did the Mustangs, but Crusaders bailed out by a kick ball. This ball inbounded to Schumann. Schumann driving inside and tried to get it off to Kinzer, and then it goes out of bounds. They say last touch by the Mustangs. Oh my goodness. Respectfully disagree. It looked like it went right off of Kinzer's hand. Respectfully disagree on that one. My angle showed that it was the Crusaders who last touched it. Either way, it's Max Pfeiffer with it. He has it poked out, stolen away by Jonas Smart. Jonas Smart gets the steal, and now we're going to get a foul here on the Crusaders, another one, and it will be double bonus time for the Mustangs. That's their 10th, and Thomas Pfeiffer is going to check out of this game. He fouled out with his 5th foul, and Jonas Smart goes to the line to shoot 2. Zach Plant will check into the game for Thomas Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer gets a round of applause from the crowd, some of them standing. Pfeiffer finishes the game with 4 points, 2 rebounds. Jonas Smart makes the first. 43-30. Smart now with 3 points. Smart, second one is up and good as well. 44-30, Smart with both. Schumann will inbound to Kutzera. Kutzera takes it up the court for the Crusaders on the far side, trying to drive inside. Gets around one defender. Now he's guarded by Sampson. Gives it back to Schumann. Schumann, he's going to drive. Now inside the perimeter. Spins around, lost possession for a moment. And stolen away by Sampson. Sampson gets the steal. And nearly stolen back by Max Pfeiffer. Now up to Smart on the near side. Gives it off to Brady. Brady to Oslin. Now inside to Honstrom. Honstrom guarded by Kinzer. He'll take it back outside the perimeter. He loses it, but he was fouled. And that will send Honstrom to the line for 2. You know, if you're the Crusaders right now, though, I think you're okay with sending Garrett Honstrom to the line because he hasn't made either of his free throws. That foul, by the way, on Schumann, his 3rd. So if you're the Crusaders, I think you're okay with sending Honstrom to the line. Again, he's missed both, but he makes this one. He was talking with the coach on how to correct those mistakes on his free throws, and just as I say he's missed both of his free throws, he makes that one and this one. The announcer's jinx in reverse. Max Pfeiffer gives it off to Plant. Plant gives it off to Kutzera. Kutzera off to Plant. Now inside to Kinzer. Kinzer works inside on Honstrom. He gets it up and in for 2. 46-32. Sampson gives it to Honstrom. Now back to Sampson on the near side. Sampson stops. He's double teamed. Gives it to Honstrom. Now up the court to Brady. Brady has it on the far side. He gives it off to Smart. Smart back to Sampson. Sampson inside. Now to Oslin. Oslin back to Sampson in the near side corner. Sampson goes around one defender and he gets fouled as he goes under the basket. And he gets to go to the line and shoot 2. Max Sampson. That foul is on Pfeiffer. Max Pfeiffer, his 2nd. Meanwhile, Sampson misses on the first free throw. Schaefer checks in for Kutzera for the Crusaders. 2:41 to go. 46-32 is the score. Max Sampson makes the 2nd one, and it's 47-32. Crusaders up the court. Schumann on the far side. Drives just inside. Oh, and then tries to get the pass around Oslin, but it hits out of bounds before it gets around him, and Mustangs will get it back. If you're the Crusaders, that is exact opposite of what you want and / need to have. Brady got shoved in the back. I'm surprised he didn't get the foul. He passes it to Smart. Now Sampson's double team. Nearly lost the ball. Gives it to Smart. Now to Honstrom, and we get a timeout called. By the Mustangs, and Mustangs will use the 30-second timeout variety. 2:24 to go. Mustangs lead 47-32 over the St. Cloud Cathedral Crusaders. Trying to keep pace for a chance at the shot for the Granite Ridge Conference title on Friday against Albany in Albany. Remember, Mora already beat Albany, so they would win outright if they beat Albany on Friday. But if they lose on Friday, Albany and Mora will have to share the title. Of course, that is if Albany beats Foley tonight. Foley not had the season they have hoped for so far, but there's always a chance for the upset. Always a chance. Back out of the timeout, the Mustangs will look to inbound again. Jonah Smart gets it to Honstrom. Honstrom will take it on the offensive side. Now to Sampson, now to Jonah Smart. Smart back out to Honstrom. Now to Sampson. Sampson dribbles, nearly had it stolen away by Max Pfeiffer. He puts up the shot, no good, but he was fouled, and he'll go to the line and shoot two, will Max Sampson. That foul there on Max Pfeiffer, his third. Sampson good on the first, makes it 48-32. And he makes both. So Max Sampson makes both shots. It's 49-32. And about 2 minutes to go in the game. Max Pfeiffer takes it inside. The shot is up and good. For Max Pfeiffer, his first points of the game, make it 49-34. Sampson gives it to Brady. Brady takes it up on the offensive side of the court and almost had it stolen away by Schumann. Schumann just wanted a word with the referee before going away and just kind of explaining his thoughts on it. Brady, meanwhile, hits the first, and it's 50-34. Onstrom. And checking in for the Mustangs as Brady hits both to make it 51-34 will be Jansen Sims. Sims in for the Mustangs as Kinzer gives it off on the far side to Schumann. Now inside to Kinzer, stolen away by Honstrom. Honstrom gets the steal, gives it back to Sampson, and a minute and a half to go. Sampson gives it up to Sims. Jansen Sims, triple team, gives it to Honstrom. Honstrom, he's triple team, even quadruple teamed. He had 4 guys that were surrounding him. But now we get a foul on the Crusaders. And that's on Schaefer. Honstrom, first one is up and in. Honstrom makes the first one. Dominic Bolo will check into the game for Dallas Fix. Honstrom goes 1 of 2 from the line, and the rebound there by Schaefer. He'll give it off to Schumann up the court. Schumann jumps and that he lost possession of it as a Mora Mustang got a hand on it. This one goes to Honstrom in for the slam. And the crowd going nuts as Honstrom gets the slam. Now to Schumann for 3. That's Schaefer, by the way. No good on the 3. And Schumann will get the rebound. That is Schumann for sure, I promise. No good on the 3. And then Jonah Smart just waits for the rebound. And now Sampson has it. Up to Sims. Sims, he wanted to go in for 2, but instead we'll pass it out to Bolo, and they'll drain some time off the clock, and he is fouled hard. Bolo going to be fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. That's the 5th for Jordan Schumann. And Schumann will have to check out of the game. Also checking in is Seth Hatch, another senior for the Mustangs. 54-34. Going to check into the game for the Crusaders will be Will Hoekstra. No good on the first one from Bolo. Honstrom checks out, and Checking in for him is going to be, I believe that's Jack Lind, as Bolo makes the second one, and it's 55-34. Plant gives it off now to Hawkstra for three. That's no good, and Bolo going to come down with the rebound. Bolo on the far side with under 30 seconds to go now, and the Mustangs will just dribble out the rest of the clock. The Mustangs exact revenge on the St. Cloud Cathedral Crusaders here at home, and will have a chance on Friday to claim the Granite Ridge Conference title outright over Albany. Right now, Mora with 8 seconds left, 7 seconds left. The crowd is on their feet, and the Mustangs are on their way to win number 22, 2-1, and the Mustangs get the victory over the Crusaders 55-34. That is the final here in Mora. And the Mustangs improved to 22-3 on the season. And they will go on Friday to Albany to take on the Huskies for a chance at the Granite Ridge Conference title. Of course, if Albany won tonight over Foley, which looking at, the teams, it's expected they would, but if they didn't, Mora right now is Granite Ridge Conference champs. But right now, as it stands, Mora will head to Albany on Friday to take on the the Huskies for a chance at the outright title of the Granite Ridge Conference. My goodness, what a end to the regular season it will be for the Mora Mustangs. If they are able to do that. So Mustangs a game away from grabbing the Granite Ridge Conference title outright, as well as possibly improving to the number 2 seed in the Section 6AA playoffs. So let's take a commercial break. When we come back, I'll recap this game and let you know what's coming up for KBEK, WCMP, as well as the Mustangs, as the team celebrates with the crowd. You're listening to boys basketball here on Nice 95.5.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Visit Town & Country Insurance today at townandcountry-ins.com or stop in our offices in Finlayson, Hinckley, and Mora.
3 words: Sriracha Cheese Curds. Introducing the latest A&W family restaurant side with a kick. Sriracha Cheese Curds have arrived at A&W. We've spiced up our 100% Wisconsin white cheddar cheese curds with just the right amount of Sriracha heat. You can enjoy Sriracha Cheese Curds with your favorite A&W combo or on their own. Make sure to cool off the heat with a frosty mug of original A&W root beer. Hurry in, Sriracha Cheese Curds are only available for a limited time at your local A&W family restaurant in Pine City.
Minnesota. It's home. Hot summers at the lake, beautiful falls, snowy winters, and rainy springs. We experience it all. Make sure you're ready to handle whatever this state throws at you with help from Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Minnesota Equipment carries brands you love, like John Deere, Steel, Toro, Gravely zero-turn mowers, and Aaron snowblowers. Their helpful staff can not only get you the equipment you need, but can help you maintain it so it will last. Plus, they carry a full line of farm equipment. Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Online at minnesotaequipment.com.
With high school sports season here again, Wellia Health wants to remind you that they want to help your athletes stay in the game. Sports medicine services are available at every Wellia Health campus. Whether it's the young athlete, the weekend warrior, or the accomplished athlete, injuries can happen. Get back in the game by calling the sports medicine experts at Wellia Health, 320-679-1313. Wellia Health. Live life well.
This is a story we all share, of a place rooted in tradition and rich with opportunity, of people driven by compassion and vision. At Essentia Health, we're proud to play our role in this story, because we know that this place, these people, are like nowhere else. Visit Essentia Health in Hinckley, Sandstone, or our new location in Moose Lake for all your care needs. Schedule an appointment at essentiahealth.org today.
When something is important to you, you'll do anything to make sure it's protected. You want someone you know, someone you trust to help you take care of it. That's why you need to work with Pine Insurance Agency and Auto Owners Insurance. With over 50 years combined experience, let the experts at Pine Insurance Agency help you protect what's important. Whether it's your home, car, farm, insurance, or loved ones, call them today to set up a free, no-obligation quote. Your local Auto Owners Insurance Agency is Pine Insurance Agency, located in a Northridge Center in Pine City.
Back here on 95.5 FM KBEK. The Mora Mustangs get the victory over the St. Cloud Cathedral Crusaders, 55-34. It got close there in the second half. The Crusaders pulled within 12, but that was it. That is when the Mustangs went on the 13-4 run to end the game. And the Mustangs come up with the victory here tonight on senior night over the Crusaders, and they will have a chance on Friday to take that Granite Ridge Conference title outright over the Albany Huskies. And more than likely, if they were to win that game, they would move into the second place in the Section 6 AA playoffs. For the Crusaders of St. Cloud Cathedral, leading the way for them was Kellen Kinzer. He had 11 points, 7 for Emmanuel Kutzera, 5 for Jordan Schumann, and then 4 for Thomas Pfeiffer, 2 for Max Pfeiffer, 3 for Zach LaPlante, and 2 for Nathan Schaefer. They had 2 second-half steals, 5 first-half fouls, 16 fouls in the second half. That includes the technical that they got on their head coach, Mike Sands. So a bit of a messy half, but of course towards the end there, they really had no choice. They had to try and send Mora to the line to force them to miss, and unfortunately for them, Mora did not. On the other side for the Mora Mustangs, they were led again by Gage Brady with 14 points. Max Sampson had 12. Garrett Honstrom, he had 11. 8 for Dallas Fix, and then 4 for Jonas Smart and James Oslin, and then 2 for Dominic Bolo. They were led by Garrett Honstrom with 8 rebounds and 6 for Dallas Fix. Now again, these are unofficial stats. These are not official, so don't take these with a grain of salt, if you will. But again, these are unofficial stats that I try to do while I keep up with the game. They had 5 second-half steals, 6 in the first half. Garrett Honstrom had a total of 4 steals in the game and 3 for Max Sampson. They had 6 second-half fouls compared to 2 first half. That gives them 8 total. So a bit of a messier second half foul-wise, but it was still a clean game for the Mora Mustangs as they get the victory here tonight over the St. Cloud Cathedral Crusaders, 55-34. The Mustangs will now move on to Friday's game. Well, they will take on the Albany Huskies over in Albany. The Mustangs have already beat Albany here at home during the regular season, and they'll have a chance to again play them on Friday, but this time there's a lot more on the line for the Mustangs in this game. For the Mustangs on Friday, it's win and you take the conference. So that is basically the conference championship game between Mora and Albany on Friday over in Albany. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get out to that one for you, but I'm sure they will have it streaming somewhere that you can see it. Make sure to tune into it because that will be a very good game. 2 teams going to fight for that conference title of the Granite Ridge outright. So again, the Mora Mustangs looking to do that on Friday, but they get the win here tonight over the Crusaders, 55-34. Again, that will wrap up the regular season for the Mora Mustangs there on Friday in Albany, and right now they are looking at it 8 points out of second place from Albany, but you just got to imagine that if they get the win on Friday over Albany, they will move into that second place spot, and then they would play, I believe it's the 14th place team, I believe it would be, or the 15th place team. I believe it's the 15th place team. So they would play the 15th place team, and that would be Holdingford right now. If they were to stay in third, they would play Foley in the first round of the playoffs. Of course, they will no matter what get a home game, but who will they play? Will it be Foley? Will they get to host another conference game in the playoffs, or will they play against Holdingford in the first round? Because it's only one home game if you get a home game in the playoffs, because after the first round begins next Thursday, after that it moves to neutral site, which will be St. John's. They'll play there next Saturday, and then they will move to St. Cloud State for the championship game on March 18th. So Plenty on the line here for Mora on Friday, but coming up for KBEK and WCMP, we got some basketball action, playoff basketball action on Thursday right here on Nice 95.5. It will be Ogilvie. They will host Mille Lacs in their Section 5 Single A for girls basketball. That will be at 7 p.m. And then over on WCMP, you can catch Bram as they host the East Central Eagles. That girls game will start at 7 p.m. at 100.9 FM. And then on 106.5 FM WCMP, it'll be Malacca. They will host Pine City in their girls playoff game in Section 6 AA. So tune in on Thursday for more girls playoff basketball action. Section 5 Single A and Section 6 AA for girls basketball action again on WCMP and KBEK. But again, in this game, the Mora Mustangs get the victory over the St. Cloud Cathedral Crusaders 55-34. Tune in to the KBEK and WCMP morning shows for your local sports update on KBEK with Rockin' Robin Riley at 7:30 and 8:30, and then on WCMP with Joshua Miron at 7:45 and 8:45 for your local sports update, as well as some regional sports as well. Again, the score, Mustangs 55, Crusaders 34. For KBEK Nice 95.5, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Remember to be kind to everyone. You never know what anyone is going through, and your kindness could make their day. Have a great rest of your night. As well. Again, the score, Mustangs 55, Crusaders 34. For KBEK Nice 95.5, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Remember to be kind to everyone. You never know what anyone is going through, and your kindness could make their day. Have a great rest of your night.
Here's your updated forecast on Nice 95.5. Overcast tonight with snow showers likely. Lows level off around 20. Northwesterly winds
Again,
around 5 miles per hour.
Mustangs 55, Crusaders 34. For KBEK Nice 95.5, I'm